Hello everyone, myself Gayatri Bajpayee. In this video, we will learn how can we represent this error analytically. As I have told you, there are two types of error, systematic error and random error. But how mathematically can we represent that? That we learn through this video. Okay, let's start. So, analytically representation of error. So, there are three types we can present mathematically. Absolute error, relative error and percentage error. So for that, before going how to calculate that, how mathematically we can represent that, just we want to know what does mean of absolute error, relative error and percentage error. Generally, whenever you are going in an industry, in a working area, that time we represent the error in a percentage way or in relative way. Because for example, just if I am telling to you, there are two components, okay? Two components are there. First one is having 2 centimeter of error and another one is also having 2 centimeter of error. Okay. So first component is not exactly we can tell components. There are two things. So first thing is if you are taking a park, is a big park. Okay. So if you are having the error 2 centimeter for this big park, so it's a negligible. You cannot take these things, it's not giving any meaning. But if you are having a component which length is only 5 centimeter, suppose. So you are having the length of this component is 5 centimeter. For that, if you are having 2 centimeter error, so it's not negligible. It's a very meaningful. So it will affect your main dimension. So for that it is very important you have to give relatively. Just in absolute we can tell 2 centimeter of error are there in both the component, both the things. But relatively you are telling 2 centimeter of error with respect to of this huge bar. And here the 2 centimeter of error with respect to this 5 centimeter only component. So relatively we are telling. Then we can get the feeling how much exactly error is there and how much it can affect. And percentage wise, this is in a percentage form. Just like you are getting the marks in your college. So you are telling this as 60% marks or 70% marks. That you can tell as 0.7, 0.6. For that also you are getting feeling, but in with respect to of 1. But generally we are telling our talking style is there 100%. In 100 how much you got? So in 100 you got 60 marks like that. But if I am telling you got 340 marks, out of what? So that is also important. So okay, now I will take one example of NCERT book. In that we can calculate the absolute error, relative error and percentage error for the same problem. Because for calculating the relative error, it is important to calculate the absolute error. And for calculating the percentage error, it is important to calculate the relative error. So anyhow, it is required to calculate the absolute error. So okay, just we take one example and then we can clear it. Now we will discuss one problem, one NCERT problem for calculating the absolute error. So here one problem is given. We measure the period of oscillation of a simple pendulum. In successive measurements, the reading turns out to be 2.63 seconds, 2.56 seconds, 2.42 seconds, 2.71 second and 2.80 seconds. Now we have to calculate the absolute error, relative error and the percentage error. So these are the measured value. This is one simple pendulum and we are finding the oscillation. For that they have measured the period. So in a first measurement value, first period is given 2.63. Another measurement value, like that they have taken the 5 measured value. So first step is how to calculate the absolute error. The first step to calculate the absolute error is, first we have to just give the name of this measured value. So suppose A1 is equals to 2.63 seconds. Okay. Similarly A2 equals to 2.80 seconds. Like that I have given the name of this measured value. So first we have to calculate the mean of this measured value. So A mean. A mean equals to A1 plus A2 upon 5. So mean is what? Mean is addition of all the measured value divided by the number of measured value. So what will be the A mean? A mean will be 2.63 plus 2.56. Now we will substitute all these measured value, these values into the equation 1. So what will come? 0, like that, divided by 5. So it will be 13.11 divided by 5, which is coming 2.624 seconds. But we know the resolution of this oscillation, this period, is how much? So the resolution of period is how much? Resolution of period is how much? 0.0 seconds. So there is no need to go beyond that. Just like if you are using vernier calipers, we know the least count of that vernier calipers is 0.1 mm. So you cannot say we can find the error more than 0.1 mm. So similarly, we know the resolution of period is 0.01 second. So there is no need to go beyond that. So we are taking the value up to 2.62 seconds only. Okay. So this is our A mean. Now the second step. Second step is you have to find the absolute error for particular measuring units, whatever you have measured. So you have measured for A1. So for A1 the absolute error is denoted as delta A1, which means it is the A1 minus of A mean. Okay. I have denoted this error in mod. What does it mean of mod? Mod is equals to, if we take one example of one equation, y equals to x. So how could we denote this? Through the graph. Here it is x-axis, it is y-axis. So this line we can put through the graph like this. Okay. If x equals to 1, then y equals to 1 only. Okay. But if x equals to minus 1, then y equals to minus 1. Okay, just put if x, because y equals to x. So if you are putting x equals to 1, then y equals to 1. If you are putting x equals to minus 1, then y equals to minus 1. But if you are taking one more equation, y equals to mod of x, then how can we represent it to the graph? Graphical representation of this equation is like this. Sorry, it's not showing straight line. Okay, like this. Okay, so this is x-axis, this is y-axis. So here if you are putting x equals to 1, then y equals to 1 only. But if you are putting x equals to minus 1, then again y equals to 1 only. I mean y is taking always positive value. If x equals to 1, then y equals to 1. But if x equals to minus 1, then also if putting in this equation y equals to 1 only. So that is the mean of mod. We are taking always positive value, no negative value we are taking. Okay. So as we understand what is the mod. So here we are taking the mod value. Mod of the difference between A1, the first measured value, to the mean. Okay. So we know through the first step A mean is, so how much? A mean is equals to 2.62 seconds. Okay. And A1 was how much? A1 was 2.63 seconds. Okay. So what is the difference between these two? That is 2.63 minus 2.62, which is equals to 0.01, and mod already it is positive, so it is 0.01 seconds. Okay. Similarly for delta of A2, for the second measured value we are taking the absolute error. Okay. So this is A2 minus A mean. So what will be the 2.56? minus 2.62, which is equals to, now it is coming in negative value 0.06. So it will be, after the mod, it will be 0.06 positive value. Okay. Similarly, we will calculate for delta of A3. Now we will take the average of all these absolute errors for the measured value. So we will take the average. So average value show the error, absolute error. Okay. So that will be error, absolute error will be for all the measured value. Okay. Now we are taking average. What is the average? That is delta of A1 plus delta of A2, A5 divided by 5. So this is how much? This will be your, we are putting all the values of delta A1, delta A2, delta A3, all the values in this equation. So this will become 0.54 divided by 5. Okay. So this is coming how much? This is coming 0.108. Okay, seconds. So we can round off it. Okay. So we can round off it. That will be 0.11 second. Okay. So now here we are taking up to 0.1 second only. Okay. Why? Because the error in 10th position already. So there is no need to go for the 100th position. For example, if you are found the error like, here I can tell, just like for example, if you find this error, this absolute error is 0.05 seconds. So it will be the 100th value, and in 10th value nothing is there. So in this case we will go up to 100th position, but here in the 10th position itself one error is there, so there is no need to go in a 100th position. So what will the error? Error will be 0.1 second. Okay. Now the next, how to calculate the relative error. Okay. Now we will know what is A mean. A mean was 2.62 second. And what was the absolute error? That is delta of A. You can say error was, what was the absolute error? Absolute error was 0.1 second. We taken up to 10th position. So here also we will take up to 10th position. So what exactly the value is? The value of the time period is equals to 2.6 plus minus 0.1 seconds. So time period will vary from 2.5 to 2.7 seconds. Okay. Now you have to find the relative error. So relative error is what? Relative error is whatever absolute error. Absolute error is divided by whatever is your A mean. So that will be equals to 0.1 divided by 2.6. Okay. So this will be how much? This will be 0.038. So approximate we can write 0.04 seconds. Not seconds, it's a relative value. Okay. So this is the this is your relative error. Okay. Now this relative error show with respect to the mean value. Now the percentage error. Percentage error simply whatever you are finding the relative error. Okay. You have to multiply it with the 100. Okay. That is called percentage error. So what was your relative error? Relative error was 0.04. You have to multiply it with 100. So this will equals to 4%. Okay. So this is your percentage error. This is your relative error, and this is your absolute error. Okay. So 4% is, I think so, in some cases we can neglect, in some cases if it is very critical cases then it cannot be neglectable. So okay, So like that we can calculate. So okay, here I have explained one problem in which we have calculated absolute error, relative error and percentage error. So if you are having any doubt in this problem or any other problems you are having and you are not able to calculate, so you can please ask through the comment box and I will explain you that particular problem. Okay, and in the next video we will see what is the combination of error. Just like you are having the error in your length and width both, and you have to calculate the area. So what will be the error in that area? Now we are multiplying these two errors. So like that, if you are adding two errors or subtracting two errors, multiplying or divide these two errors, then what will happen? So this type of the question generally asked in the competitive exam. So it's very important. So we will understand this combination of error in the next video. And thank you very much.